I Am Stylin, Adventures in Pop Culture, is brought to you by stylinonline.com.
What's up, fans? It's KP at C2E2 in McCormick Place in Chicago with Erik Maruscak. How are you, Erik?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm hanging in there. Busy show today, right? You getting a lot of traffic, I see?
Oh yeah, a lot of people have been stopping by the piece. I'm always face down in the artwork, so I don't get a sense of who's around me, but I have an assistant who's always telling me, oh, you had so many people flying by. What really tells me what's going on is I see lots of camera flashes, so I know there's people around.
Now, you refer to this as chalk performance art?
Yeah, it's live art at the show, so it's chalk art, but it's also a chance to meet the artist who's doing it, to watch him work, to come back later and see the progress. In fact, so many people remark to me that's what they love to do, is they'll come along, take a shot in the morning, come along later, take a shot in the early afternoon, take a shot before they leave and kind of see how far I got. And they could ask me about, the process and what I do and everything, so you get to really meet and talk to an artist. On average, they are 25 to 30 hours to finish per piece. Now you figure each day of the show is somewhere like, 8-9 hours? Well, guess what? That's the entire length of the show. I'm stuck on the floor the entire time. There is some pre-show work. The sketch you see at the bottom, the outline that's drawn, I do before I get to the show. That way, when I roll the paper out on the first day, it's not just a big blank sheet of paper. There's at least something to look at. So I do a little pre-work, but apart from that, it's start of the show, the end of the show, 3 days in a row. On Sunday, I do try to get done by around 1 o'clock. That way there's at least 3-4 hours for people to enjoy the finished piece before the show ends. I'd hate to be like, I'm done, sign it, and there goes everyone out the door.
Time to go home, right?
Yeah, so I try to get it done a little earlier than that.
You see, too, as much as people are watching you work, people are always also asking you questions throughout your process, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, it's usually like the same 4 or 5 questions I hear ad infinitum or whatever, just nonstop.
So give us the questions. What are the ones you get if you had a nickel for everyone,
How much would you sell it for? How long does it take? What happens to it when it's done? Can you preserve that? Does your back hurt?
Well, let's talk about what happens to it when it's done. What does happen to it?
I crumple it up and throw it away. No. But almost, unfortunately. The bad news is that it is just chalk on paper. Unless I can put it under glass and get it out of here flat, it's going to smudge, even with spray fixatives, even with protection. You got to roll it up to get it out of here. And by doing so, it takes damage. That's one of the reasons why I never sell them. I wouldn't feel good selling art to someone who, when they left the show, when they unrolled it, even if they had a giant house and they didn't mind the expense of it, it's not going to look as good when they unroll it. It's going to lose quality. So I never sell them. That's why I call it performance art. It's kind of like if you go someplace, you see people building the sandcastle art or doing things like that. You're there to watch the experience of it being built, to see it being done, and to talk to people doing it. To me, it's more about that than it is about the finished piece in a way. Now, that being said, I do take tons of photographs from every angle. I get high-angle shots straight down in it so you can see the whole thing, mostly undistorted. I do a time-lapse video of the entire process, which I'm actually recording right now. And I'll put together a video that shows the entire thing from start to finish in about 5 minutes, and I'll put that online on YouTube, or if a company has sponsored me and they want that video, they'll link to it on their sites and they use it as promotion. So there's tons and tons of records made of it before I leave the show.
We've seen the work a number of times. It's about time we stopped and said thanks for your good work and added to the show. Good work.
Oh, hey, I love coming, man. It's my pleasure.
More to come from C2E2 in Chicago at McCormick Place. I'm KP. I'm Stylin. stylinonline.com. More to come from C2E2 in Chicago. More to come. See, that's a great thing about editing.
Yeah, it's Saturday, folks. It's late Saturday.
A couple hours. This is real stuff.
There you go. That's perfect.
Got the dirty fingers.
Battlestar Galactica.
Batman. Serenity.
What was that? Highlander.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Doctor Who.
Star Trek The Next Generation was my favorite.
Scooby-Doo.
Well, at the moment, it would be True Blood.
True Blood.
True Blood. I have to say True Blood, too.
She-Ra.
Doctor Who.
Star Wars, Episode 4.
Firefly, without a doubt.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Joker, obviously.
Family Guy.
Good choice.